Welcome to Roots to Recipes, where 4 different teams are going to go head-to-head in a cook-off, competing using only Indigenous recipes, producing only Indigenous food. It's a friendly competition, so there'll be no lateral violence.
This is too real.
Oh, God.
I'm your host, Sarah Good Medicine, and we're going to find out who's the Roots to Recipes champion today. In Roots to Recipes, we're going to be following 4 different teams across 3 different rounds. Sadly, at the end of each round, one of the teams is going to be leaving the competition. But don't worry, every team is going to be heading home with prizes every chef would love to have in their kitchen. The judges are going to be basing their critiques on 3 different criteria: presentation, Indigenous flair, and overall flavor. Let's go meet the judges.
My name is Shane Medrick-Chartrand. I'm an executive chef for SC Nehiyaw Cuisine, and I reside from the Enoch Cree Nation. It's funny because unhealthy food is very popular in our culture. Obviously, I think we understand why that is because of truth and reconciliation, colonization, being taken things away from us as people. But now, we're trying to reclaim our food, we're trying to reclaim our knowledge, and what's taken away is really hard to find again. It's not recorded on paper, it's not written down, so it's gonna be a while for us to get all that information back, but we'll get there. I think the biggest thing that we need to remember, the importance of living off the land. When you hear about these marketing ploys such as farm to fork, nose to table, well, that is us. That's the Indigenous way of the way we were always raised and grew up. The crux of information is when we don't know. So it's up to us that actually do live off the land and do hunt and do fish to teach our friends and our Indigenous communities to learn the same thing.
My name is Elizabeth Chorney Booth, and I am a local food writer. I write about food and beverage. I'm in the Calgary Herald every week. I'm their restaurant columnist. I have co-authored 2 cookbooks, so I cook as well. Because I write about a restaurant or a food business at least once a week, I do get to try a lot of food. People's food is their expression, and I don't want to be tearing down somebody's expression just because it's not to my taste or not necessarily to my preference. Food is really subjective, so everybody has a different take on what they like. It's so ingrained in our culture and how we grew up. So I try not to be overly critical. If I really, really don't like something, I just don't write about it. So it's sort of criticism by omission.
Hello, my name is Dan Fox. I'm a member of the Blood Tribe, born and raised here in southern Alberta on the reserve. I work and raise bison for the last 24 some years, and that's been kind of my main way of life. Bringing the bison back to the community has been beneficial for just about anybody that I've talked to. It brings a lot of pride, and if we lived off the land and try to get back, I know we'll never get back to the way of life, but I know if people did things in a natural process, I can see a lot of Native people really coming back strong health-wise.
Now, we can't have a cooking show without our contestants. Let's bring them in. White team, Dawn Fox and Charm. Black team, Russ Baker and Mia Mornin. Red team, Monique Fry and Jacob Kimber. Yellow team, Arnie Fulton and Gabby Morning Bull. Round 1 is based on a household classic, fry bread or Banic. So in round 1, we're gonna see 4 different takes on this unique Indigenous cuisine. Each team will have about 20 minutes to prepare it. Contestants, your time starts now.
All right, Gabby, you ready?
Yeah.
Ready to do this. Let's get the Banic going. Everything, we're on a timer too, right? 20 minutes, oh my God.
All right, so what do we do first? Take some flour and spread it around.
Got everything you need?
Yep.
Awesome. Yeah, come on in, baby. You just bring those to the stove and do it like, mix it. Yeah.
I am really excited about this Indigenous Cook Off for a few reasons. One is, opportunity to see youth working with team members or family members and connecting with each other over food.
So this cook-off, it tells a lot about people, when they make mistakes, how they work together, watching families work with families, if they're gonna argue, not argue, get along.
I am excited to see and learn from it, because if we can get some of that knowledge in this cook-off, oh boy, it'll be really beneficial to me and my family and the community. I will share it.
As a non-Indigenous person, I think it's really important for me to listen and learn and watch, just seeing what people bring forward, and especially through an Indigenous lens.
It's really fun watching people do things that they're not used to doing, or even better, accomplishing something that they actually don't believe that they can. A lot of people don't think they can cook. I can't cook, I can't cook. But when you put them under pressure, they're actually better than they think they are.
All right, mixed in?
Yeah.
All right, add that water in there. This is gonna be so good.
I hope so.
You got this. We actually haven't made a lot of food together until this experience. We've shared a lot of food together. So I think we're ready to go into this competition with our eyes open and really have a lot of fun.
Barney keeps telling me that we have to go in it thinking we're gonna win or else we won't.
Yeah, I'm not very competitive, obviously, but if we believe in what we're doing, it's gonna be a better experience.
Of course, I forgot which one is which.
That's baking powder.
That's soft.
But you can taste it too. You dip your pinky and you taste it.
That's sugar.
I think this Indigenous cook-off for me, it allows me the opportunity to do something with Jacob. So it was definitely like, ooh, I get to think creatively about this meal with my son.
I think it's giving awareness to something that's usually not under the spotlight, especially with the culinary world right now, where Indigenous cooking is only now being recognized as something that's here. Just people that enjoy cooking as well as the entire world who have all their different cuisines.
As the teams cook away, let's learn more about what exactly fry bread and Banic is.
Banic is an interesting choice. Of course, everybody wants to know about Banic. Everybody thinks I got the best Banic.
When you bring up Indigenous, the first thing people think of is fry bread. It's a stereotype, which is a good stereotype, right? Not the bad ones. So I think it's just, that's the connection. Right away, it's fry bread.
There might be variations of how it's made, sizes, ingredients, but then again, all over the world. Bread is one of those things that brings community and family together.
Banic is a very big staple right now, and it's kind of being known throughout the world too.
It's going places, right? People are bringing it out and it's amazing.
Dan, can you tell me a little bit about the history of Banic?
As far as I know, as Europeans came, the Banic was then introduced to the different tribes, and every different tribe, right from the east to the west coast, have different ways of cooking it. The history can be altered in all different ways.
Now, the big thing about Banic to me is just because it's not part of our history that we've created, it still becomes part of our history because our elders know about it, their elders knew about it. What's become ours has become ours.
So, Shane, we know there's so many different ways to make Banic and so many expressions of Banic.
Yes.
What do you like to see?
I think the Banic should speak on itself. When I try Banic, I can always judge it just by the flavor on its own. But you can have some fun with Banic too. You're allowed to take Banic and actually have some fun as an individual. You can make it individual to you. That's what I'm looking for.
This is gonna be so good, Gabby. We'll put those there and we're ready to fry.
Yellow seems to have the quickest start out of the gate.
Going in, pan number 1. That's a big one, Gabby. I made a big one.
We're making a little bite-sized Banics to elevate it, because I'm a little bit bougie. Okay, now let's pop some of these babies in.
My wife is already using spoons and stuff.
Yes.
The old ladies, they just use fingers and...
Yeah, because you gotta lift it up gently. The funny thing too is it only takes up like a minute to overdo it. And that's where some people say, where's the recipe? Well, it truly doesn't have a recipe because it's really truly about cooking with the feel. That one mix too many and it becomes way too dense.
Hi, I'm Dawn.
And I'm Charm.
And we're the Fox family. Well, I'm the mama. We're BFF. She's my little broke BFF. And it's just been us two for a while, so that's why we're pretty tight at the hip. I was adopted, so I didn't grow up traditionally. I wasn't taught how to cook. It's learned. Like that little thing that says you just pour until you hear your ancestors whisper, that's enough, child. That's how I do it. But then also the experience is to teach. You know, I hope that she watches and learns the way I watched and learned, and that she takes under her own way and how she's going to do things and how she's going to make things.
If I learn from her, in the future, if I become a mom, I can cook for them. Maybe I can teach them, and then it can go on and on and on.
So it's going to be a learning throughout generations.
Yeah. So.
And then they'll come to grandma's for supper.
Yeah.
Just kidding. My weakness is having someone else in the kitchen with me. And it's not specifically just her, it's anybody. The kitchen is my domain, and I don't like anyone else in it. I'm always like, get out of my way. But
she tells me what to do. If she tells me, like, if she yells at me, I'll just like, okay, I'll do it.
All right, me, how we're doing?
Good.
Good. All right. So like we practice, don't do the whole thing. Just do kind of like that.
Like that?
Yeah. Yeah, we don't want them too big.
Yeah. I think that's good.
You're the one that makes the Banic.
I know, but I'm guessing. Do you want to try one? Here.
Now, what are they doing over there on the stove? Are they frying their bannock?
I think that's what they're...
I think you're right. How about this question? Do you like fried or do you like baked?
I like mine baked.
So do I.
Yeah.
Baked is harder to make taste better.
Because it's easy to make a fried thing taste good, always, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, really well done baked bannock. I mean, that's cooking with love, for sure.
Yeah, that's right.
It's a little bit doughy in the middle.
Yeah, we can't have doughy. I'll do another 30 seconds.
All right, teams, this is your 5-minute warning. 5 minutes.
Oh, my nerves. My nerves, my nerves. Oh, God.
somehow I thought this berry juice would be way redder.
I thought it'd be more pinker.
I don't think my plan's gonna work, sorry.
Maybe you gotta help me here.
Okay.
Put the jam on.
Okay. And then you'll do the whipped cream.
I hope this is good.
It will be.
How much time we got? 1 minute, Gabby.
I'm so scared it's not good.
It's gonna be good.
So I don't know if this is gonna work.
Gee,
What?
they put a red handprint. Yeah, I think we're out, me. I think that's gonna win.
What's up?
This is too real.
All right. 10, 9, 8,
How do you going?
7, 6,
Oh my god.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands up.
We're done.
Cheers.
Okay, red team, come on in. Monique and Jacob, let's give it a try.
Go.
Thank you.
Team red, explain the dish to us, please.
Well, we're from BC, from the Cham First Nation style of tribes in British Columbia. So what we have today is sockeye salmon from Seashell First Nation. The other one is cream cheese with salmon roe. And then the one at the top is a blackberry jam with orange blossom and lime. We made them little bite-sized pieces because we shouldn't be eating that much bannock. It's not a traditional, actual Indigenous food, but this is our take on it.
Reminds me of Grandma. They give you in a little small plate. Then here's a sample, which one do you like? All this is really looking good.
Okay, let's give it a try.
Oh yeah. The thickness is really good and it's nice and almost fluffy. That texture is really good.
I love the idea of bringing in those BC ingredients, even if bannock is not necessarily something that speaks to you, that you're able to incorporate something that does.
This is true.
This is so good.
I'll say also, I'm very impressed with the choices. You got the sweet, you got the savory. I couldn't think of any other way to present bannock. Thank you so much. We're gonna welcome the next team. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you
Chef.
so much.
Both the Navajo style fire bread, which is a lot bigger and thinner and crispier. Charm did a Saskatoon drizzle. And of course we did the MMIW representation. I think it's very important that we recognize that.
Looks pretty fantastic.
Thank you.
Looks so good I don't even want to mess it up.
the way they put the Banic bread together reminds me of my grandmother and my late mother. Culture, that's what we used all the time. That's tradition.
The handprint's a great idea. The addition to make that handprint even more clear is more reduction, and maple syrup helps.
Oh, okay.
But that's okay. Regardless, I just thought I'd give you a little pointer.
No.
Plus, I do appreciate.
Thank you.
I do appreciate the artistry in this, anyways.
Hey.
Okay. Come on in. Me and Russ.
There we go. So God.
Hi, I'm Russ.
And I'm Mia.
And we're the Baker Morin family. In community, I've worked for about 28 years now, on and off reserve, mainly with youth, as well as with families. So just anything community needs, I try and assist. So when this opportunity came up, Mia, she was the first person I thought of. Just definitely an opportunity to work with my niece, involve her in community more, to kind of open her eyes that these things exist and are waiting for her. So is it something that you kind of were excited at first, or like, I'll try it?
I was nervous.
Nervous? Okay.
Yeah.
That means it means something to you. That's good. What outcome am I hoping for in this? Well, I want to say world fry bread domination, but I have kind of been developing my recipe for about 15 years. Some people say mine's pretty good, but I know there's tons of amazing fry bread Banic makers out there that would kick my chisk. So.
Okay, and Mia and Russ, what do you have? What did you bring us?
So there's whipped cream with the fry bread that has some Saskatoon in it, and then a few Saskatoons on top to bring a bit of that spirit into it, I guess.
This is the greatest thing about this Banic, is the fact that you don't see any grease. I don't feel like it's unhealthy. Unbelievable. Great job.
Yeah, it's a real treat. I love doing the Banic two ways. I think that's really smart. We were sort of debating, do we like fried or baked better? And this way we get the best of both worlds.
So you got to realize I compete a lot, just like yourselves. I also judge a lot. So the one thing that I was looking for was something that was going to be beyond what everybody else was doing, beyond the Banic. Are you just going to make us Banic, or are you going to make something that's going to be special? I will say, doing Banic two ways in the amount of time you had, pretty fantastic. Good job. I love it.
Thank you.
We made our fry bread from one of Gabby's family's recipes. And accompanying the fry bread today, we have some homemade gravlax from the West Coast. We wanted to make sure we were representing Indigenous people across Canada. We have added some spruce tip jelly, and in the white jug is mugolio, which is a pine cone syrup. And in the glass cup is some white pine needle pop. It's all there for you to eat.
My question to you is, where's the Banic? 3 pieces of Banic. Tastes great, nice and crispy, right?
Yep.
But maybe we need more Banic, I think, right?
Okay.
Thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, there's a lot on this plate, and we discussed that, in a competition like this, you can't just make Banic. The Banic is somewhat acting as a vehicle for some of these other things. Yeah. It's still, though, it's a good Banic, and I do really like how the plate tells a story. I just would have liked to see the Banic be the star.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hey.
Okay, so let's roll into the red team. Okay, this one was interesting.
I liked this one a lot. I thought the Banic was really well prepared. And I do think that as far as flavor balance went, those toppings were really good. So I was really impressed with them.
You got to be creative to catch the taste.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they did.
Mia and Russ, I really liked that they did do both styles. I mean, I think that was the only baked Banic we saw. There was maybe not as much pizzazz as some of the others.
Fair enough. Charm and Dawn, thoughts?
For me, it really hit home because,
I felt like it did for you on this one.
Ceremony, you cook from the heart. And back then, the way they cooked, they didn't cook with a timer. They didn't cook with this much heat. They just threw it in there and they cooked it, and that raw taste came out. So that was, for me, that was true Indigenous.
What about the yellow team?
I feel like they're here to come out swinging. Like they did a lot on that plate. It was really well thought out. The Banic was not as prominent as on some of the other plates, though.
I'm with you. I loved all the ingredients. I loved all the sauces. I loved all the add-ons. I don't know if that's a Banic competition though.
Although I am so curious to see what they would do next.
So now this is the tough part. Do we close our eyes and eat with just the flavor in this? Do we do it Indigenous and think about the story and the presentation? Okay, we got it. We finally made a decision. And I'm sorry that you're the one that's gonna have to do this. We've got to eliminate somebody.
Yeah, it's time to go tell them.
Everything came good.
Okay, here it goes.
So just like that, the first round is complete. We're going to invite one of the judges, Elizabeth, to come tell us who will be moving on to the next round.
Well, this was a really hard job for the judges. Everybody did such a good job. We were so impressed. Let's start with who's staying. The first team staying with us for the next round is the black team. Congratulations, guys. The second team going through to the next round is the red team, which sadly leaves us with just 2 teams and only one can stay. So I'm really sorry to say, the white team, you will not be continuing, but you did a great job.
As the white team heads home, it's time to gear up for round 2. I know some of you have been stewing for a while, waiting to know what round 2 is gonna be. Round 2 is all about stew. And across Turtle Island, stew can be different. Let's hear what our experts have to say.
So I'm gonna throw this your way, okay? Because we're Indigenous, and sometimes as Indigenous people, we don't always get that chance to answer non-Indigenous questions that you would like to ask us.
Yeah, I do have some questions.
Sure.
Maybe, Dan, maybe you can answer this. Why is stew so important to Indigenous cuisine?
Historically, way back in the day, Indigenous people were hunters and gatherers. They gathered their foods and then they cooked it with wild game. It was traditionally passed on, and it was all up here and it came from here, from the heart. Family, that's what it was about. That's what made the stew.
Now it's time for round 2. Our contestants are gonna get 40 minutes this time to make the most hearty, tasty, amazing stew. Contestants, are you ready? Yeah! I said contestants, are you ready? Yeah! Ready, set, go!
I'm a little bit nervous about the stew being cooked, but that's okay.
Okay, so we're reviewing the stew dishes that they're doing. What are you thinking about this?
Well, I am noticing that they have, I think it's probably an Instapot or a pressure cooker.
Yeah.
Which, because they don't really have a lot of time to make a stew.
You're right.
So that will sort of speed the process along a little bit.
Cool. And then we just let that sit.
Okay, good.
These peelers are not it. It was not built for the left-handed.
Sorry, Gabby. Sorry, not sorry.
Get some of our spices here.
It's very smelly.
This means it's good.
The younger people seem like they're more involved in the prep part.
They certainly are
See
than
them all.
last time, right?
Yeah.
I see a lot more movement, so they seem a little bit more engaged in what's going on.
Yeah, I can see Russ there really helping Mia with her knife skills.
He's showing her how to cut things properly, probably a little bit more uniform so it cooks evenly. That's the thing about culinary arts. Cut the vegetables the same shape so everything cooks at the same amount of time. That's good. That shows a good pro move.
How is the spices looking, Gabby?
I think they're pretty much done.
Are they good?
Yeah.
All right.
They have a lot more complex spices.
Hi, I'm Monique.
And I'm Jacob.
And we're the Fry family. We are big foodies in our house, and cooking is our love language. Everywhere we travel, we learn about the traditions and the culture and like the food in particular, because everywhere you go, food is so important.
I am an aspiring chef, So this Indigenous Cook Off for me is a great time to showcase my skills and kind of cement myself in the culinary world. Just being able to represent myself in what we're cooking, and the competition is very important.
Well, the outcome I'm looking for is to win. But I think for me, it's about the storytelling aspect. How do we bring a little flair or a taste of who we are and where we come from and showcase and highlight that? The weakness for me going into this competition is that I don't eat meat. So I will have to lean on Jacob's palate to ensure that it's right, because I won't be able to taste. And that's definitely a weakness for me.
I think one of my weaknesses is the fact that my organization is not up to my mother's standards. I definitely can be a bit messy as I just kind of wing it.
Obviously, I'm nervous about the possibility that what if we're not making it to the end and we don't have the ability to showcase these amazing foods? But it's a great opportunity for people to come together and to continue a conversation about food sovereignty and about how important healthy eating and creativity can be.
That knife is really sharp, so tuck your fingers in if you want to keep them.
So I'm just gonna finish cutting this. So this is tenderloin meat. This is gonna be so good.
So Shane, what do you think makes a really good stew?
In the culinary arts world, in the professional cooking world, the good thing that makes a great stew is a good sear. You take the meat, you get it over high flame, high heat, gives it a caramelization, put it back into the pot with the onions, the herbs, the thyme, the rosemary, the sage, and then you start really working that stew. It becomes something magical, for sure.
I know, at least in my family, there's always going to be a pot of stew at anyone's house. I think it's just a really staple in our communities.
Stew is such an integral part of our culture because it's been the go-to for a very, very long time. And it's kind of unfortunate because we've lost so many other things. We've lost the connection to the foods that have been decimated by modern agricultural practices. We have such a vast variety of food that could be used if we thought a little bit beyond some of those traditions that we're kind of stuck in. Perfect. Good job. And that's that. That's stew in 30 minutes. Hopefully it's ready. It's going.
It's going?
It's going, 26 minutes. Oh man, that's nerve-wracking.
I hope the meat doesn't end up raw.
Is it better?
Yeah, that is 100% better. Oh my god. Amazing. Gordon Ramsay, amazing. This is not an idiot sandwich.
Next, we're gonna do the peppers. You have to torch it so that when you peel out the skin, it's more digestible and easier on the stomach. We gotta put the torch on. There we go. Adjust it.
I'm not sure if I'm seeing a torch, but I think I am.
Yeah, it looks like Jacob has a torch. I mean,
Yeah.
he's sort of the budding chef of the group.
Yeah.
So what do you think he's doing with that torch, Shane?
It looks like maybe a roasted pepper, because what you can do is you can blacken a pepper
Oh.
with the skin off, and then it tastes roasted.
Oh, that's interesting. And so that should add some flavor and dimension to
It
his
will.
stew.
It will. It'll give it that roasted flavor.
I'm way more relaxed this round.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like it's broiling.
It's not.
God.
Is this working?
Is it going?
I don't know if this is working.
Awesome.
Can we get the chef in here?
Is that heating up better? Jacob? Chef?
Give me a sec.
I'm having trouble getting it turned on. We've been waiting 5 minutes. It hasn't done anything. I'm confused.
Me too.
The thing is, it just needs to be thicker.
It's not, it's off.
Why is it off?
Our thing keeps turning off. The stove keeps turning off, and so it's f***ing with the...
Is it doing? Is it going?
It's not working.
It's
I don't know what's going on.
Looks like they're having issues too, though. Looks like they're having issues too, though.
I don't like this. Oh man.
I'm Gabrielle Morning Bowl.
And I'm Arnie Fulton. And we are Team Fulton Morning Bowl.
I've known Arnie for about a decade. We met through family friends, and then we became family friends.
We often share food and family together. And so this has been bringing our families closer together as well. So the experience there has really been good for me, for sure.
Me too.
Yeah. Being Métis, food has always been really important to me, and I used to be a chef. Funny, at the time, being a Métis chef wasn't important. It was more important being a queer chef, an openly queer chef. Today, I connect food to my culture and my identity far more than I ever did when I was a chef. It's important for me to live off the land because it reminds me that I need to be in relationship with everything around me. Every little thing is connected. So living off the land or connecting that way connects me and allows me to be in relationship with other people. Like with Gabby, we can go for a forage and it'll be bigger than either of us. And that's cool.
I mean, I think in this day and age, it would be impossible to fully live off the land, but I think it's within reach to take snippets and I guess integrate it into our day-to-day lives.
We've lost touch in how to keep a balance. I think it would be really detrimental to a lot of ecosystems and environments for a whole bunch of people to just suddenly decide they're going to go and live there and eat there and not knowing about the relationships that they're sharing with everything else around them. So should I be allowed to forage? Yes. Should everyone forage? Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe not.
Well, when Arnie approached me with the topic of this cook-off, I mean, I was a little afraid. I get really shy really easily, and I'm just worried that the pressure is gonna get to me.
And Gabby says she's nervous, but I'm nervous as heck too. And I think she helps me calm down a little bit, so. So I only have 26 minutes, is all I get. Just waiting. This is the hurry up and wait round, holy moly.
More slurry, chef?
Yeah.
Pardon?
Yes.
Okay, let's hear it. What do you got going on? Are you guys feeling each other, like getting it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I think so. I'm trying to listen to my
Okay.
little chef.
What's made this stronger as a relationship?
I think cooking has definitely brought us closer together.
Nice.
It's almost another language when you can cook together, and it's like...
Cooking is definitely the love language in our home. My husband and I
Okay.
cook a lot together, and we always have, and we love to cook. So,
Cool.
yeah.
Well, I'll let you be. Keep going. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, chef.
We need those 26 minutes. Please go now. Please start. Please. Beep, beep. Beep, beep. Please.
All right, teams, just to let you know, this is your 20-minute warning. We have 20 minutes left. 20 minutes.
Not nervous at all. Not worried at all. Just over here having a panic attack. No big deal.
Okay, team. What's going on? How do you feel? Let's start there. How do you feel?
Good.
You look livelier right now.
Since we passed the first round, we
Okay.
feel like we can pass the other.
Since you passed the first round, you're good.
Yeah.
You feeling the same thing?
I'm taking her lead.
You're taking her lead.
She's the boss.
You're the boss?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. So explain what's going on.
So we have all our bite meat, our veggies.
Okay.
And then just gonna use a bit of cornstarch to thicken it up a bit.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, but we're almost there.
So what angle do you have that's going to make you win? It can be anything.
I think our spirit, we're
Your
relaxed.
spirit is what's going to be done. Okay, that's all that matters. Good luck, huh?
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Why is this not working? Gabby.
I don't know.
It's really hot though.
Should we just boil it?
No, it won't cook.
Now it's boiling, yeah. I don't know why it wasn't boiling.
It's not super thick, though.
It's fine.
Is it?
I don't know.
I think I used too much. It's a little too thick. Yeah, I put too much cornstarch.
It's stressing me out. Oh my gosh, this is terrifying.
Okay.
Chef,
What's going on?
Well, we're making stew.
We have elk, bison, and duck. Because elk and bison are more lean, we chose duck because it's more of a fatty meat.
You guys went that far into the thinking of it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something. All my years, I'm being honest right now, I've never used an Instapot. Ever.
I've never worked with one. Have you used one?
No.
It's our first time. So in order to get tender meat,
Yes.
we need to pressure cook.
This is true. Okay.
And so we're holding our breath, hoping the technology works well for us.
Okay, I'll let you be.
Thanks, Chef.
Good job. Take care.
You bet.
All right, this is your 5-minute warning. 5 minutes.
Okay, 5 minutes. This all looks good.
It's okay, Uncle Russ. We're gonna get there.
What about the flavors? It's got enough salt?
I think it needs a little bit more salt.
We're gonna be okay.
I think we're ready to play it.
We don't have much time.
Their stew looks so good.
Here, I have 1 minute to plate. That's nuts. Oh my God.
That's good.
Good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I think we messed up a little bit.
Yeah, just a little.
But we prayed on it, so whatever happens is meant to be.
5, 4, 3,
Oh no, Gabby.
2, 1. Time's up. Hands up.
Jeez.
Yay! That's the most intense stew I've ever made.
Keeping it somewhat traditional, spice and stew, and then adding some fresh thyme, rosemary, and sage. I think it'll taste good and hopefully push us through to the next round.
What are you guys thinking?
You know, sometimes stews are more like a soup. It's good and thick. It's like a real stew. It's just a very solid belly warmer of a dish.
The meat part, you cooked it in such a good way that, you know, the elders would say to melt in your mouth. Next ceremony, I'm calling you guys.
Hey,
You heard it. He's gonna call you.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah.
This is perfect just the way it is. Good job, guys.
Hey.
So we have some elk, bison, and duck, and then a tea.
It's things we harvested, lemon balm, a Labrador tea, rose hips. It's my own special blend.
Well, I'm not surprised you have 3 elements on the plate. You guys are that team, and I like that. I like that you guys are surprising us and sort of bringing something extra to the competition. It looks like a restaurant-worthy dish.
Right now, if you were to go back into that kitchen, what would you change?
Ask about the pressure cooker earlier.
We're doing this and having a big learning curve at the same time, so.
So that's the thing about competition, is it not? You don't necessarily know what's gonna go good for you, what's gonna fall apart, how are you gonna recover from it? That's the big thing. Guys, you're creative, we love it.
It's elk stew, and we chose elk to showcase the bridging the divide between the Rocky Mountains of BC, where we're from, the elk, and then into Alberta, where we've come to live. I'm actually a vegetarian, so I've really had to trust Jacob, which is hard because I can't taste it. So that's all I'm gonna say.
Dan, I don't know what you, man, but this makes me smile. This is the best evenly cut meat, carrots, potatoes I've seen. I'm quite impressed.
When we go to ceremony, when the elder goes through they'll say, where's the vegetable? You know, but there's plenty here. Awesome job.
Thank you.
I feel like there's a southern twist on your food, no?
A little bit. If we make it to the last round, you'll see even a greater impact of that in terms of what types of Indigenous foods can we bring in, not just from where we're from, but honoring and respecting all of those. Yeah.
Good for you. Okay, so we've tasted all the stews. What are you thinking?
Jacob and Monique tell such beautiful stories with their food, and I felt like there was a story in that stew. Really, everything was cooked perfectly inside. That was one that I didn't want to give back the bowl because I could have just eaten the whole thing. I can still taste it at the back of my palate, and I'm not unhappy about that. All of those ingredients in there, indigenous to this land, I thought it really spoke to the challenge, and it just also tasted really good. It was good. It was a very traditional stew. I felt like it was maybe not as adventurous as the other two, but I mean, it hit the spot.
It was good, but it was too thick. You know, it felt like a pudding.
I did like that it was thicker, but it just felt like a little too gluey, a little too thick.
Yeah, I do. I like a thick stew, but I feel because they had to use thickener, it almost went a little too far.
I mean, the big thing here is just knowing that they had to cook this stew in such a small amount of time. Baking the bannock, getting something in the oven, there's lots to think about. Okay, I think we came to a decision. Dan, you gotta head in there and let a team go.
Hey. Okay, guys, well, this competition was not about winning or losing. This competition is about you having the spirit to come out and put yourself out there. You know, the elders would say, it's the experience. It's what you brought here. And unfortunately, there's only 2 teams that can go forward. The black team, you are going to be moving up.
Let's see. Aw.
Yes. Yeah, you did really good. You did really good, niece. I'm so proud of you.
Like I said, you know, if ceremony, I would still.
Hey, I'm not there. I'd appreciate that. All right.
Good job. Some stiff competition, some emotions. Good
Don't
job.
like this.
I'm so proud of each and every one of you. You made it to the final round. You persevered, and here we are. You did it. This is the final part of the race.
We got this.
For the last round, it's all about family classics. You know, each team's been calling up all their grandmothers, all their aunties, all their uncles, because they're looking for that one recipe that's gonna make them the champion. So for the last round, all bets are off. Anything goes. Our teams have been hustling away in the kitchen all day, competing against each other ruthlessly. And now we're down to 2. Our live studio audience is joining us for the last, most anticipated round of Roots to Recipes. This is the final round, the moment you've all been waiting for to find out who is the Roots to Recipes champion. Red team, let's see your game face. Yellow team, let's see your game face. 3, 2, 1. Go!
Okay, you know all these meats?
Chicken, elk, bison, bunny, duck.
You got it. All right, Gabby, we're coming at you with some elk, bison, duck, and rabbit, or bunny, as you called it, right?
Bunny.
So, gotta brown our meat a little bit. I'm gonna throw all these different kinds of meats together. Oh yeah.
So I'm making some from scratch corn masa tortillas. We're doing a indigenous Mexican recipe. We're doing a vegetarian filling. We're just gonna make some beautiful Tex-Mex indigenous food.
Ernie, is this good?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yes!
Do you want to do
I
the
have
onion
to show
too?
off my knife skills. Oh, I don't know how to cut onions very nicely.
That's okay.
Oh my goodness.
I'm going to show you a really funky trick with the onions.
Sure.
Okay, so yeah. So if you go like this, and you don't cut all the way through, you get little dices. Give her a shot.
Okay.
The 2 teams that are in there, the young ones are really moving and they're really engaged in what's happening right now. That's what we want to see.
Yeah, and I feel like this is the younger ones' real chance to showcase what they like to eat and what they like to do at home with their families.
Now we have to chop all the vegetables to be pretty uniform and the same size and shape. Having the right shape and size in the dish is important in a lot of different cuisines.
Jacob's such a cool guy.
Yeah, the thing about Jacob is I do like how mellow he is. The only thing he's got to learn at his age about our elders. We got to remember about the loved ones that have been through a lot more than we have. So hopefully he remembers that in his cooking.
Right. Well, because cooking comes from that experience, what you can feel in your hands and in your heart.
And that's family classics.
That's what family classics is. So that can only come with experience.
Yeah.
Good?
Yes.
Thank you.
What do you think? Should I throw the potatoes and the onions in there?
Can you help me?
Yeah, don't stab me. I'm putting the meat into the Instapot with the potatoes and onions. Knowing how to use the Instapot now, we've got this in the bag.
So we're gonna be making trapline seapot. It's one of my favorite things me and Arnie share. I just think it's so delicious.
And seapot is a French-Canadian recipe. It's a baked meat stew with pastry. We're hoping to woo the judges with delicious Alberta flavors from our wild game and our delicious broth. That's kind of the secret ingredient.
We need 8, right? 8 tortillas. I'm going to press the tortillas in the tortilla press. Okay, so I'm put my little ball in. We use this very technology savvy bag, plastic bag, to hold it. And then you just lift it. You have corn tortilla. Ready to be fried.
You ready to have a taste?
Yeah.
Needs to be a bit thicker though, hey?
Probably, yeah.
Okay. That's delicious, right?
Yeah.
Yum, yum.
Time on the salsa.
5 minutes.
5 minutes? Okay. I'm gonna fry tortillas.
So what's going on? What's happening, team? How you feel? We always gotta ask how you feel.
Good.
Confident.
Good. We're feeling
Okay.
good. Yep.
Okay,
excited.
so Indigenous cuisine, comfort food, family style food, right?
Yeah.
So what's the inspiration? Where are we headed?
We lived in Texas for 2 years, so we did learn a lot about Tex-Mex. We're really honoring Indigenous foods. So the corn, the squash, the peppers,
Right.
all the things that are Indigenous to our Mexican kin.
Okay, right on. So you're feeling good then. You're nothing but smiles too. I like
I'm
it.
trying.
You got that
I really
energy,
am.
right? And this guy right
He's the
here,
quiet
he's
guy.
got the
Yeah.
chef, like he's
He's serious.
He's gonna be a great. I'm telling you right now. I can tell. I can feel it in him. Well, good luck to you both.
Thank you, Chef.
And I'll zoom out of your way and let you keep cooking.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you,
sounds
Chef.
good.
Do you want to try a piece of lapin?
What is it?
Lapin?
Sure.
Gabby's gonna try rabbit for the first time. Give it a cut.
Okay.
How is it?
It's really good.
Tastes like chicken?
Kind of, yeah.
Kind of. It kind of does. Yum. Hey, chef.
Team, how you feeling? What's going on?
We're making a French-Canadian dish called seapot.
Okay.
Now, normally this takes 4 to 6 hours to make,
Okay.
but we're pushing our luck trying to do this competition style. And
Okay.
this is really cool because Gabby's heritage is both from Alberta and from Quebec. And we're blending those. So really kind of living that Canadian Indigenous experience.
Okay. So, is there a secret that you're doing that
Yeah.
I know nothing about that I
Yeah.
should be asking, or should I not be asking?
I'd have to take you out back and
See, this is what I like. This means ruthless competition style. Okay, I'll let you be.
Thanks,
Good
Chef.
luck. Let me get out of your way.
Thanks.
We'll talk soon.
You bet.
Gonna taste it? Yeah, let's taste it.
What do you think?
It's not spicy enough at all, but that's okay.
Good?
Yep.
Salsa done.
Okay.
Do you wanna make onion rings?
Make what?
Like an onion ring?
With this?
No, with the onions and the flour.
For fun?
Yeah, just to put toasted onions on top, like an onion ring.
You just want to put an onion ring on top?
Yeah, why not? It'd be fun. Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it. So let's whip up a quick batter.
Wow, things are looking incredible. They're smelling incredible. But I have to tell you right now, this is your 30-minute warning.
Ah!
That means you have 30 minutes more.
Okay.
So how have we been doing here? I heard
Really
we're
good.
going on a Mexican spin on things.
Yes, Indigenous Mexican.
So that's cool. That's an interesting take that I haven't seen today yet. So you
Hoping it's a winner.
Yeah. And okay, and we're gonna go over to the yellow team. These onion rings look incredible.
Yeah, Arnie decided to throw a little curveball in there, I
You
guess.
didn't plan to do this? No. Oh my God. Is that true, Arnie?
It's true. We just said, hey, we got a minute. Let's
Wow.
make some onion rings.
You know what? Sometimes I feel like the spirits or the ancestors, they speak to us in those feelings. So this might have actually been the nuts that just puts it over.
These are called ancestral onion rings.
Wow, no kidding. Grandmother's gonna be so proud of you.
She's gonna be so happy.
Cut myself. Need another Band-Aid.
Medic. Probably the biggest chef mistake ever in the kitchen. I see the most cuts in emergency for cutting avocados. And he cut himself opening the avocado. So fingers crossed that it's not a deep one. I don't think there's stitches, right?
You're not making thumb taco over here, are you? What do you think?
They're definitely something.
They're onion rings. This is for us to try. That'll be nice on top, right?
Time. Where's the time?
10 minutes.
10 minutes, chef.
I hope this works in our favor again.
Me too.
We need this to work.
How you looking?
Peppers need like another minute.
Oh, okay. All right. Everything's okay. How you looking on the vegetables?
We're pretty much done. Just checking.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that, Gabs. That looks so good.
Oh my goodness. This is too nerve-wracking.
I think I'm ready to start plating, chef.
Yeah. So they're not going to be extremely pretty, but it's whatever.
Okay, that's okay. Just do your best.
Want to do this?
The salsa, then the cheese.
Right, we're getting close. Timer's coming down.
I didn't put pepper on all of them.
What's that?
I only put pepper on the first.
5, 4,
Oh my God.
3, 2, 1. Hands up. Make some noise for yourselves. You made it.
We did it.
I think we lost.
Why?
See how creative they
Yeah, it's okay.
So this is Trapped Line Sea Pot. It was a family friend who introduced it to us. It's conveniently from where my mom is from.
And where is that?
Quebec. Quebec.
Okay.
So what do you guys think about the presentation? Let's do this again.
It's beautiful. What is this on top?
It's an onion ring. It should be noted too that the entire thing is gluten-free because so many family members have gluten issues these days. So we wanted to make a dish that was inclusive of our entire family. The drink, this is a Saskatoon berry shooter. Chef Trish Soup taught me this. So I'm super grateful to be sharing this.
Okay, I guess it's time to dig in for us, right?
Please do.
Okay,
Please
done.
do.
We'll do just that.
I think part of your team's magic is that combination of meats. You really understand how to balance leaner meats with those fattier meats, and it's just absolutely delicious.
For me, when I look at this dish, it's very gray on gray on gray. It'd be nice to see a little bit of greenery or something to spruce it up. It's something to kind of give it a bit of color.
I think it's not indigenous looking, but it's very tasteful.
It's a big, bold dish, hey, Dan? I think so. I will say, though, you're a little petite, you're quiet, you're shy. This dish is explosive and big. You are a big, bold warrior.
Hey.
Good work, good work.
Thank you.
We went with sort of a different direction. We have a vegetarian filling. Actually, it was the one dish I was able to taste because as a vegetarian, again, bringing in those flavors and those traditional ingredients of Mexico.
So there was something I gotta bring up. I saw a little something there happen, a little bit of a slip up.
Yeah, I am okay.
Want to show your thumbs?
It's just doing A-okay. A little bit of damage, but we're good.
Okay,
All right.
we're gonna dig in.
You can tell the tortillas are handmade and the fillings are really tasty.
You know, you had mentioned that you do a lot of travel. In our ancestral ways, that's how we did things. We went to different territories and we took all the good medicines and good foods and we brought them back to our community for health and wellness. And you guys doing this dead on. Sukapi.
Oh, thank you, Chef.
The thing about vegetarian, I find that type of cuisine, it's harder to make delicious. So you gotta actually add more seasonings, you gotta add more to make it more stronger, to stand out stronger, right? So, I mean, it's a risk, but the bottom line is this, they got the dish out, right?
Yeah.
You guys were able to do it?
Yes.
Injuries free, everything's good, and honestly did a great job. So, we're gonna deliberate, we're gonna think, we're gonna stew this up. This is the toughest part for us. Okay, so which one do you wanna start with?
Let's start with yellow team, the first
Okay, yellow team, sure.
It was delicious. I love that they had so many different meats. It was rich, it was tasty. They had the little Saskatoon shooter. I thought it was a great dish.
They inherited from down east and they brought it here and they put their own spin on it, and then with the onion ring, it just put a little bit of a crunch to it.
Okay, so let's talk about the other dish then, the taco.
I mean, at first I thought, oh, a taco. But Monique really sold that story of traveling and purposefully exploring other Indigenous cultures and bringing them back here. Plus, it was just a delicious taco.
Okay, so then I agree with you, but you know what we're forgetting here? The cons. So when I wanted a spicier salsa to add to it, and then the first dish, I just felt like lack of color, but delicious. Hard, it's hard.
It's a tough call.
So we've deliberated. I think we have an idea. Let's bring in the teams, right?
Hey.
Okay, let's bring them in. Okay, so now this is the tough part. Pros and cons though, we gotta talk about the pros and cons, right?
Let's go with yellow first. Loved your dish. It was rich, delicious. Would have liked a little bit more brightness on the plate perhaps, but it was good. It was a knockout.
Being gluten-free is a big thing. And, you know, that's what is need to be done in a lot of dishes. And the vegetables, we need just a little bit more.
Okay, red team, it was delicious. An obvious delicious though. The one thing that I was kind of looking for was the salsa. I would have liked that to be a little bit more heated up, a little fierier. So I'm actually adding another element.
Yeah, I agree. I could have used a little bit more heat, but in general, I mean, it was a family favorite challenge. And who doesn't want tacos for dinner?
There we go. Some pros, some cons, some pros and cons. It was tough for us to figure them out, but we got it all done.
So red team, I'm gonna start with you. How are we feeling right now?
Nervous, but also really proud to share this time with my son. This is becoming his new passion, and to share that passion.
This is pretty much a peak at my career right now as a chef.
Yeah.
But it's only gonna keep going higher, I think.
Yellow team.
Yeah, I'm really, really proud to participate and share this time with these families as well. I mean, I couldn't lose to better people for sure.
Okay, so we've made a decision. The first ever winners of Roots to Recipes is Team Red!
Wow. At the beginning of the day, were you thinking that you were taking home the prize?
I hope for the best, obviously, but there was so many great families, so you know, you want to win.
Yeah.
But you just never know. It could have went to anybody, really. Yeah.
Okay, right on. Congratulations to you both. You are the first ever Roots to Recipes champions. Make some noise for them, everybody.
Okay, let's bring in for some love, teams, to the winners,
Hey.
Absolutely.
Hey.
Congratulations on the win. Congratulations on almost a win, but it's still a win. Share that love. Hi, hi.
Hi, hi. team. Make some noise for the black team, y'all. And of course we have white team here. Make some noise for Charm and Dawn. And yellow team, make some noise for Arnie and Gavin. These are some of the best looking aprons I've ever seen in my entire life. You know, some say this has been a day made in hundreds and hundreds of years. I could just feel the ancestors with us today. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Sarah Good Medicine, and this has been Roots to Recipes. Big ups to y'all, make some noise.